Hello guys and welcome to another Smite tier list. Today I have for you some Smite starter items. Well, actually I have all of them. Just the tier 1s, no tier 2 starter items. That may come in another video. But we're going to focus on today. Of course, this is my own opinion. You're entitled to your own. We're talking about viability just across the whole game, not just in any specific role, because some are just never going to work in some roles. Let's start off with Gildage. I don't really know where to put the Gilded, because at the same time, it's not viable in EDC as much anymore. Because, what was the arrow even called that you used to upgrade it to? Because you get Diamond Arrow on Jormungandr. Then it's the other one that you get on, what you used to get on ADCs. Anyway, we're not worried about that. Gilded, I think Gilded, I'm just going to put in viable early game. Because you can buy it on ADCs and it'd be good early game. Well, not good early game, but it helps you get gold lead early game. But then you're gonna start getting out. What's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna just get out itemized, and they're gonna start doing more damage, doing more than you can with Gilded. It really annoys me. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, but yeah, so Gilded is it's just viable late game. Obviously, it can also be built on Jormungandr, but that's more for I think that's more for Diamond Arrow than anything else. But just viable early game. Yeah. Benevolence. I don't know whether Benevolence is good right now. I haven't really seen it built in its new fit state. Obviously, if we're talking about it a few patches ago, it'd be viable in every single role. But I don't know if it's actually viable right now in its only role, which is support. Well, its main role. I'm going to put in viable in one role because you can still see it built on warriors for animosity. But I don't think. Actually, no, I'm going to put in viable early game. I should say just viable late game as well because. Hold on. Let me change this. Built late for T2. No, just built for T2. There you go. That's the whole reason you buy these items. Can you go away? Add to dictionary. Cool. Yeah, the whole reason you buy these items is not for them. You buy them for animosity, gold, diamond arrow. Yeah. Okay. There you go. But that also keep in mind that some of these will be viable early game. Like you build Gilded at the start of the game, but you don't often build Benevolence. Not anymore, anyway. Bluestone, viable in many roles, although its viability in other roles has been decreased. Maybe I should just put it in one, actually. I'll put it in one because ADCs aren't really buying Bluestone anymore. Right now they're buying Bombers. So, but Bluestone in Silver Lane has definitely come back strong this patch, with Warriors coming back into the meta. It's a good story. I'm very much rate it. And yeah, it's good to see it back. Actually, I didn't realize how much I missed it until Guardians took over the meta. I couldn't play anything other than a Guardian. Bumbers, definitely gonna get nerfed this patch. Next patch. Or at least Bumber's Spear is. I don't think Bumber's Dagger itself will get nerfed because it doesn't do. It does provide a lot of early damage to jungle camps, but other than that, it's not too insane. It does provide a little bit of healing as well, which is always nice, but compared to some other starter items, tier 1s, it's not like super insane. But its upgrades are. And it's definitely not a bad starter item in and of itself. Yeah, so it's viable in ADC, jungle, solo. I mean, I don't really see it being built in mid, but Benevolence was, so fuck it. Why not? Why not Bombers? definitely foresee this getting nerfed. But when Bumba's Spear's nerfed, Bumba's Hammer will probably still be very strong. So it's a bit like, okay, well, one's gone, now we choose the other one. Conduit Gem, viable in mid. You could argue it's viable in solo, but I wouldn't say it's that viable. You always kind of want to be building a bit more tanky if you can. So buying like Vampiric, if you're a mage, which will be what buys this, and then Guardians will buy whatever they choose to. Probably Vampiric as well. Although I think Guardians can buy Warriors X as well, so they might buy Warriors X currently. I don't know. But anyway, Conduit Gem in of itself is okay. It's used quite often as the star item for cooldown build, even though it doesn't provide cooldown, but its passive's nice, providing extra damage, and it's just a decent item. I don't play mages as much, so like my knowledge of the mage items isn't the best. I know Vampiric and but I don't really know. I know Sands actually, but I don't really know Conduit because I always use Sands over Conduit, but then I've found out that Conduit is way better than Sands, and I'm like, oh, oops. But Conduit is definitely a fun item to use. Can actually get an upgrade now, which makes it good. Better than it was anyway. And yeah, it's a good, viable mid starter item now, which is nice, which is where it should be. Death's Toll. This is what I made this tier 4, which was the build viable early, because we're just gonna put it in viable because let's be honest, okay, Death's Toll it heals you for autos, so you're meant to build it on auto attack based people, so hunters, maybe a warrior, like a Bologna or something. But the issue is, it's not great at doing that to begin with, and then its upgrades are shit. Because even though I'm not ranking the upgrades, they're still going to play a part. If you're going to have a shit upgrade, well, why are you going to be high on this list? But it's just never really viable to build. It's one of, if not the worst, starter items. Although one that's definitely gone down the pecking order in recent times is definitely Eye of the Jungle. It's not really ever viable anymore. Unfortunately, it does have cool upgrades. Like I like Protector and Seer. Seer is actually quite a nice thing that I think is quite underrated. However, it's never viable, not because of the item itself, but items like Bumbers exist, Mannequins exist. If you want to be a bit more tanky, you can go Warriors, but you're probably not going to do that. Bumbers and Mannequins exist, so why would you ever buy Eye? So it's just falling out of the meta because of the prevalence of the other two starter items. We may see it back when they get nerfed. I do not know. Leather Cow. It's actually fallen out of the meta in the ADC role, and is actually getting nerfed next patch. So it's probably going to go down to like never viable. But it's built. It's built to max your not max your attack speed. It's built in bow build for some attack speed and stuff like that. It's built right now when people like Heimdall because they need that little bit of extra attack speed because the attack speed is so low. So slow, so you kind of miss out on the Bumbers early game pressure, although maybe you can build that in as well, but it's viable still. It just kind of gets outscaled. Scaled was the word I was trying to think of earlier. Scaled by Bumbers these days. Mannequins, I mean, I buy it on Sylvanas all the time. But it's jungle solo, ADC, probably about it, fucking mid. No, you don't, because you don't use autos. But those three will definitely be able to get it very easily. It's strong. Its upgrades, I don't know about the upgrades per se. I never know which one to go. So I'm just going to stop talking about the upgrades because I don't know which one's better. And Mace is obviously for jungle camps. But anyway, yeah, it's just a nice, solid It really gives you a lot of early pressure, actually. It's something I do say. Early pressure with mannequins is insane. Especially like someone like Sylvanas. You know, the group autos really provide the smackdown. Sands of Time, I don't know if I should say it's viable in one role if I never viable. I think we're going never viable. Because it's kind of built for cooldown build, but then you don't buy it in cooldown build. So it's just never viable while Conduit's so good, I think. I don't think never viable is the correct thing, but I don't think there's actually anything on here. Revival is kind of pick, but I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it in the never viable option. Because of Conduit. Sentinel's viable in support, and it is the predominant support starter right now. Because it provides a lot of gold lead early game, and then procs late game, and it's just the strongest of the options that supports have right now. And it especially suits goals like Kepri, Geb especially, because Geb's just become quite strong. Ganesh, got to that PvE playstyle, but it's still going to be a more aggressive supports as well. Tainted is literally made to counter pick healers. That's the whole reason you get it. It's not like the best star arm in the game, but it's definitely not the worst, and I can respect it. It's it does provide a nice anti-heal, and yeah, you just upgrade it to breastplate, and it's a nice star. I do like Tainted. I try and buy it a bit more than I probably should, because I do quite enjoy having it as my starter. Anyway, Vampiric, viable in many roles. It's not really as viable in mid still, but it still can be built there. It can be built in solo, obviously, and maybe in the jungle, maybe in ADC. I mean, in the jungle, obviously, would be that Ao Kuang, but then you'd really want Bombers on Ao Kuang, but then in ADC, you can build it on, like, Soul or something. I don't think it's necessarily, I don't know if it's necessarily the best, and I'd say Mannequins is better for them, but anyway. Mid and solo, it can definitely be that on, although solo, I mean mid a lot less now. But even still, I'm putting it up that Sacrificial Shroud is literally made for mid laners. Yeah, so it's still viable in 2 roles. These 2 or 3, so they would be better, quote unquote. But yeah, so it's viable in many roles. And it's also just I quite like Vampire Shroud. It gives you mana back, and I quite enjoy that for like RTO. I still love playing RTO. All right, let's go. Something a bit different. So I'm not gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in here, not as a counter pick, but you build it because your team's building attack speed, and that's what you get with War Flag. You get like attack speed. It was built during my mode for this is actually I was putting tier 1 no, just put it in one role for less confusion. But yeah, War Flag was built in bow build to increase attack speed to be as high as possible. Same as like Shoguns and etc. Things have now fallen out of the meta. So I mean, maybe it should go like never viable, but I think it probably could go never viable because Sentinels is just better in every way. So it's gone from here to here to here. It's fine, but because attack speed's fallen out the meta entirely now, it's not nowhere near as strong. So it's not really actually ever going to be viable. Okay, I need to do some research. I have no idea what this does because I've never bought it, and that probably tells you how good it is. It's only 600 gold. I'm talking about how much that's worth, but I think it doesn't matter too much. So. You can get damage taken by 10. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like it's super amazing, but I don't think it's terrible. I mean, to be honest, it's never viable because you got Bluestone, Vampiric, Bombers, Tainted, Gilded, even Benevolence you'd build over it. You'd probably build Death Toll over it as well. And then you'd also buy Warriors over it. So it's like it's not never viable because of itself. It's because of other starters just being better. Although this one is actually quite bad. Because there's no reason for me to buy this over, say, anything I mentioned before. Other than maybe the starting procs. Usually 15 of each, and what was it, 75 health? It gives you a little bit of stuff, but it's nothing too crazy to make you go out your way. Oh, I want Warding Sigil. Or Seagull, as Fino gave us. And then Warrior's Axe, you know, the wonderful Warrior's Axe meta that died. The Rangers Warrior meta. I should have put Rangers in here just as a laugh. Rangers would go in, never viable anymore. But anyway, Warrior's Axe is great solo lane starter. You know, it really provides a lot of healing to the god. Oh, extra damage. Oh, he's already falling on the meta a bit because of its nerf, but I mean, Hero's Axe is still really good. I think that's a really good raid one as well. Yeah, so that's another solo lane starter. You can tell if you're laying them out before by the colour of the outline. So you got the support being like green, you get ADC being orange, yellow, blue, red. Cool. Anyway, so there's the 4 solo starter items. Quote unquote. That is definitely the worst. These 2 are the best. That one's a counter pick. Fireball is counter pick. There's one thing in there. I shouldn't change that one, but then I don't know what to. Anyway, so let me know if you disagree with me in the comment section below, because I'm sure you will, because this is completely my own opinion, and I am not the best Smite player in the world. I hope you've enjoyed. Sorry for all the yawning. I don't know why, but I start yawning as soon as I press record. I won't yawn for the whole day, then I'll yawn as soon as I do this. Anyway, I've been Vasily. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.